My name is Alexei, and I'm the director of the film Hopeless Romantic. And Hoban here, he's the writer and actor. Thank you so much for coming and seeing the film. I really appreciate it.
Okay, so I have some questions to ask, which we kind of worked on them before, and then we'll open up to the audience as well for your chance to ask. And this will be filmed, so we'll have it on our YouTube channel. Lexi and Dan, I really enjoyed the film. We were talking about it earlier, and explain rigging the camera in the taxi.
Well, what do you mean?
Explain how hard, elaborate, easy.
Well, I mean,
setup
yeah, I
was.
understand. I mean, it was definitely not easy. Only because, I mean, we were trying to get that feeling of realism, and we were shooting in downtown LA. And, I mean, we were doing a really small budget, so it was like literally $1,000, $2,000. So we had no money to, not a lot of money to make a big budget production, but I think we really got away with, I think we got a really nice image at the end.
Absolutely. So Dan is the writer and the actor that started it. Any questions for Dan? We do have a mic that we can run to you.
Was that inspired by a real event?
The question was just for audio. Was that inspired by a real event?
No, it wasn't inspired by a real event. Maybe inspired by a culmination of events, but no, it's basically just about like, you know, my two views on love, which are, you know, one that's like the very rational view of love, like, and then the other is like the very romantic view of love and what happens when you put two people who have completely different beliefs.
How long did it take you to write the script?
Probably like 6 months. I wrote a really terrible script that eventually got changed to this.
Okay,
So
that's
maybe-
how it works sometimes,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. It was the worst film ever, and then finally I was like, this is terrible, and we just like rewrite it. But it was inspired by it. It was
Let's
inspired
give them a
by
round of applause, everybody. Let's ask. Go ahead. Yeah.
I just wanted to say one thing, that I feel like a lot of people can relate to this film, to this story in particular. I feel like so many people are really conflicted about like 2 points about love. Is there love? Is there no love? Is it real? Is it not real? So I really feel like this film is so relatable to all of us, and I just wanted to say thank you so much for coming. Thank you for seeing this film. I really appreciate it.
Well, thank you very much. Great words there. Yeah, quickly.
Were
Yeah.
there any crazy stories, anything that happened during filming?
Were there any crazy stories that happened during?
Well, actually, yes, but I would rather give Dan the opportunity to tell this story. Well, I mean, yeah, there's one crazy story, and I mean, we basically almost got killed shooting this film. For one of the scenes, which you saw in the park, we had no permit to film because it was just a certain amount of money to hire a security guard, a police officer, so we just decided to not do it. It's only 2 shots, so we decided to just film without anything. So it was like 4 people.
Basically, someone tried to rob us, and then Alexei was like, no, we're not giving you the camera, and then he put the gun away and let us go. So long story short.
Right. So this is what you told me the other night.
I was trying to tell, really in-depth version of the story, but yeah, pretty much a guy pulled out a gun, tried to kill us, but we didn't die. So we almost died shooting this film, so thank you for seeing it. Thank you.
Drinks on me, guys. Give a hand for Hopeless Romantic. Great job. Let's move next. She's nominated Best Supporting Actress, and let's welcome Sheila Weymouth from Bridal Fly.
Thank you, Stephen.
I wanted to ask more of a technical question. During the scene when Holly gives Sarah the butterfly, tell us about how you lit the scene. I found it really enhanced the dramatics and the emotions that happened in the scene.
It's a wonderful question. I would have no way of answering that question being an actress. I don't know how it was lit.
Okay, I have another one that was more of the acting notes. You downplayed the first kiss. you downplayed it as your character. Was there a reason why you weren't more, I just had my first kiss? Or was there a direction from the director that you had to not really acknowledge it? You just went, and that was it.
I don't know what you're talking about, to tell you the truth.
It's not her. It's not her. She's the mom.
Am I asking a wrong question? Cut! It's a long day, everybody. Questions from the audience, please, God, save me. I'm serious, please save me.
Yeah.
Was it hard taking direction from? I saw the names of the directors. It seems like it might be foreign. It seems like a very American movie taking place in Heartland or something. Was it hard to take direction?
That's such a great question. The director, filmmaker, Min Ding, is absolutely wonderful to work with. It was not hard to take direction from her at all. As you could see, all the actors were Caucasian, and I think except for one, all of the crew were Asian. And it was a very, very interesting set to work on. Can I tell a fast story about, well, I'm going to tell a fast story, just to cut me off. The first scene that I did when I was on set was the spitting of the soup scene. And the director came to me and said, "No, I just want to explain the scene to you." And she explained, she said, "Do you understand?" I said, "Yes, I do." And then she went and talked to the DP about something. She came back, she said, "Do you understand the scene? Let me explain the scene to you." So for the second time she explained the scene to me. She said, "Do you understand?" I said, "Yes, I do." And then she went and talked to lighting and had some things changed, and then she came to me and she said, "I just want to talk to you about this scene. Here's what's going to happen. Do you understand the scene?" And I said, "Yes, I do. I really do understand this scene." And she called action, and my daughter, the actress who played my daughter, came in and fed me the soup, and I spit it back in her face, and the director said, "Cut," and the set went crazy. There was all this noise and commotion and screaming and scurrying about, and I thought, "Oh my God, what happened?" And the director came over to me and I said, "What's going on?" And she said, "You spit the soup in her face." And I said, "Well, that's what I was supposed to do." She said, "Yes, I know, but we didn't think that you would do it," which was the difference between an Asian crew and a Caucasian actress. If you tell me to spit the soup, I'm going to spit the soup. So I'm not as polite.
Question, let's actually have the mic so we can have an audio in the recording.
Nice. How did you and the other actresses get attached to the film? And do you have an idea of what the budget was?
I have no idea what the budget was. A casting director in New York, Judy Bowman, cast the film. However, that's not how I got attached to the film. I was actually a rather last-minute replacement for the actress who had been cast for the film. The producer of the film, Layla G, had cast me in one of her films about a year earlier, and she recommended me for the role, and it worked out that I was able to do it, and the director thought I might be able to spit the soup.
Let's give a hand for Sheila and Rattlefly. And we're going to meet next, nominated Best Music Video to AOF. Let's meet director Romel Andano from Spaceship.
Hello.
What musical genre would you put this in? You know, hip hop.
Yeah, hip hop rap.
Hip hop, punk rock, rap, right?
Yeah.
It's a catchy tune. I liked it. It was fun.
I mean, I asked Dan Aniki Dan, the artist, and I was like, I heard that song, and I said, I really want to do that music video, and he saved it for me.
Cool. Questions from the audience?
Did you like it?
Loved it.
Very B movie-ish.
How did you? So you were a fan of the actual song, and tell us about how you approached him. Like, hey, I like your music. Can I make a video? Or was it more difficult than that? Did he?
He just said, what's your concept for it? And I said I wanted to do something kind of campy and shoot something with a cardboard spaceship. And so
that was intentional. It wasn't.
yeah, the cardboard spaceship, I really wanted to build a cardboard spaceship, and have it fly through space.
Okay,
Yes.
question. Great. Mike, right behind you.
And how many hours of post-production?
I edited the film, but my visual effects, Chaz Boleyn, he maybe I would say 3 months of visual effects. So we actually shot it to 2014 December, and then finished up around May of 2015. So a little long process because of the post-production, of course.
Let's give Ramel a round of applause. And we'll be next, actually, an AOF volunteer from last year, but he's here now, nominated Best Original Script and Best Cinematographer, Jordan Wong, and also a few of his crew in attendance for More Than One. And Jordan, go ahead and introduce to your left who your director is.
What? Introduce him? Oh, this is Taka, my director.
Questions from the audience? Yep, go ahead.
What was the story behind how you came up with the name More Than One?
I guess like for titles, like a couple of things were kind of going in my head. Towards the end, I had to decide whether to include a voiceover to kind of wrap up the film. And Taka had been working with me for several months on the script, and we decided that the voiceover wasn't quite necessary, but More Than One was part of it, and then she kind of was. There are more than two sides to every choice, and what was compelling about this story, which was inspired by someone close to me, went through the same thing, was how does this decision, whether to have a child or not, affect the male? I think usually people think it's maybe more of a woman's issue, or maybe a woman's choice, and what would happen if what if the man wanted to have the child? What kind of say does he have? What happens if that that choice is made? Does he have that say or not? So I wanted to maybe kind of the story show that there are always two sides to kind of everything. You gotta think about that.
Question in the back. While we're getting back there, just a reminder, during this Q&A, try your best to make a decision on who your favorite film is, and we'll collect the tabs at the end. Award ceremony, 10:30 on Sunday, and please exit front of house and we'll bring the next house in. Go ahead, question.
Yes, in regards to the casting for that, I noticed that the female in that was Caucasian. Did you want to make it a point with the Asian man and the white woman as a contrast to sort of like what we might see often in the current media, which is like either like an Asian couple or maybe the female is Asian and the male is white? Was that a point that you wanted to make during this, or was that just like casting particularly for talent?
We opened up casting to all kinds of ethnicities. We brought in everyone we could. We auditioned, I think we had like 600 submissions, and we auditioned about 30 actresses, and we had callbacks and stuff. And Spike, who's very talented, but we casted in the film, just brought what we needed in Audrey's character. She needed to be, we didn't want her to come off cold or anything like that, and we don't want to make her a villain in that sense of the film. So she ended up kind of being the best choice, and it kind of worked out that way. But then I guess it added that layer of, okay, well, there's this interracial couple, and as you saw Daniel talking to his father, you kind of see more of the I guess like the Asian culture, like family's important, and kind of added that too. So it kind of just added another layer to the film. But we weren't looking specifically for Caucasian.
Okay, great, but great performances.
Let's give More Than One a round of applause, everybody. Next guest, go ahead and introduce yourself.
My name is Andrew Suleiman, director, producer, and actor of You Can't Hear Me, You Can't See Me.
Okay. We just saw that film, nominated Best Action Adventure, and I wanted to know the set that you fought on? What kind of set was it? Because you were falling hard on it, and some of the other fighters fell really hard on it.
It was fully padded. Like it was we shot in a studio. It was a house, and then the outside was just all padded up.
Got it.
It was all
Pulled
safe.
it off really well. Because some flat on the back. I didn't see any bounce. It was just like full concrete fall. So great job. Questions for the audience?
In regards to the choreography, I noticed you had like some like jujitsu, pro wrestling, capoeira, and tricking. Was there anything in particular that that inspired you for that? Were you in charge of any of the choreo?
Like it was me and my friend Ferdi. He was the capoeira guy, the guy who played the mute guy. We basically just did our own choreo. Like he wanted to do this, and I wanted to, because I have a more grappling background, and I chose to do those specific moves. We wanted to do like a heaven and earth type of thing.
Oh, okay.
One guy was more acrobatic, while the other guy was on the ground.
Okay, great. And in regard to the stuntman, was it pretty much full contact most of the time, or like was it contact in regards to the body hits and some of the face stuff, or were you trying to avoid the face? For the
It was contact, and but they were all padded. So.
Oh, okay, great. Oh, great work. I loved it.
Thank you.
Let's give You Can't Hear Me, You Can't See Me a round of applause. And we'll meet our final. Yep, go ahead. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Suzanne Lee.
I'm Andrew Olson. I'm the director of The Girl Who Couldn't Get High, and Suzanne is the girl who couldn't get high.
I liked that it was kind of a mockumentary, a satire. My simple notes was ha 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 ha. It was just hilarious. You expect it to be like a public service announcement, and you're like, oh, this is really serious. Oh, and then at the end it becomes really funny.
Yeah, we didn't intend it to look like a public service announcement, but after looking at it for a few months now, I was going, oh, this looks like a PSA. You know, and more people have told me that. Yeah, so.
Audience, any questions?
Yeah, I just wanted to know what your inspiration was for that.
Based on a true story.
Yeah, so Suzanne has attempted a few times to get high, and she really only gets, and this is absolutely true, she gets to sort of like the negative aspects of it, so whatever you can, you know, like you get paranoid or whatever that, and she doesn't really have like, just have a good time on it. So anyway, we just thought, oh, we can make a funny thing about this, and so we wrote it, and I think when we first came up with it, it was, we were gonna do something zany or something like that. Then I thought, oh, why don't we just keep it dramatic and let the idea be funny? And so that's what we ended up doing. And yeah.
What would be the sequel?
The girl who still couldn't get high. I don't know.
I mean, like the girl who can't throw a right hand. You know,
right.
We're trying to keep in this satiric,
Yeah.
kind of silly, but actual behavior lifestyle.
Right. Yeah. I'm not sure, but I'm working on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we got to wrap, folks. Let's give all the films a round of applause. We got to open up for the next house. They will be available for questions outside. The red carpet is set up. I'm Stephen Chun, Director of Events. Thank you so much, and we'll see you soon.